What's going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV, back with another live stream, and today is an emergency Arsenal therapy. I was actually going to take the day off today, but when you see news like we saw last night, there is no way I'm taking a day off. Today is the 22nd of January, 2022. The reason I'm reading out the date is because today for me is a unique date, and I'll tell you why. I feel like today is the day where I have to question whether Arsenal Football Club are still a big football club. It's as simple as that. Yeah, we've got the history. Yeah, we've got trophies. Yeah, we've got statues. And yeah, we've got memories. But it's about what you're doing right now, people, in the present. And when I saw the news last night, people, believe me, if I could have gone live last night, 11:30, when I saw that, I would have. I was ready to go live and have a meltdown. I cannot believe what this football club are about to do. I'm going to add balance to the debate. This isn't just going to be an Arteta bashing session, although a lot of it will be. I can't lie, people, because, you know the way I feel about this decision without even seeing this video. I think the football club are in the gutter right now. We're being ran by an unambitious owner who is happy with mediocrity as long as the money comes in. He doesn't care about trophies. Big up penalty spot, by the way, with that Mikel Lasso picture, man. Legendary. Big up to penalty spot. I had to use the Mikel Lasso picture. It was perfect. Sam, stand up if you hate Tottenham. You get me once, people. You get me once. But you know what? Speaking of Tottenham, that's probably one of our biggest problems. We've spent years trying to be better than them, when in reality, we were better than them anyway. So why should we bother? Let's go into Granit Xhaka mode. I can't believe it. I genuinely can't believe it, people. Do you know what I can't believe so much? We haven't even finished the season. If we were sitting here fourth right now and we were in the Champions League, whether you felt he was the right manager or not, you'd have to just take that on the chin. I would have ate humble pie. I would have given him the green screen. I'd have said, do you know what? Didn't think he was the right manager, but Champions League with that squad, you got to give him his due. They're going to give him the contract before the season finishes. They don't give Usain Bolt the gold medal till he crosses the finish line, even if you think he's going to win. Man could pull his hamstring, get a bad start. You don't give him the gold. Cross the finish line, get your gold. Get top four, get your contract. You're telling the man it doesn't matter what you do, you're getting a contract. What kind of mediocre, unambitious football club does that? Big up Fran, who said, I'm on the radio right now, so I can't stay, but this is a joke. Big up to Fran, of course. Krav said, straight bashing, no balance needed to get the hammer out, and let's go. Listen. Rewarding failure. Rewarding mediocrity, people. How does that make you a big football club? If you reward mediocrity. Would Mikel Arteta have got a new contract at any of the other big six clubs? We say we're in the big six. Would he have got a new contract at any other club? Spurs sacked Mourinho, sacked Nuno. Man United sacked Ollie. They've sacked Mourinho in the past. Van Gaal. Why is he getting a new contract? What's he done to justify the new contract? We're going to discuss it, people. Let's get into some of your comments. It's going to be a bad one today. It's going to be a bad one. I can't lie, people. Ice Freezer said, Curtis, people fancy him. Oh, mate. Big up for the super chat. I don't know, man. I'm telling you. Not a blood clot, Big C. Them soft. I'm telling you, man. Like, Wasim said, Curtis, I'm fuming. I can't lie. Came straight off social media seeing that last night. John Bamford said, fans should gather at the Emirates tomorrow with signs reading, no new contract for Arteta till the season's over. Use social media to promote and cover. Fan pushback can change things. A lot of the time, people, the club puts stories out there to see how people react. And then sometimes they change their mind. But this is a madness. Christopher said, big up Big C in the chat. What are the board doing? Kroenke is the type of guy who brings a spoon to the Super Bowl. He should extend a jab to Arteta, not a contract. Oh, my days. This owner, man, this owner is something else. Maybe we deserve it, people. Maybe we haven't done enough to stop this happening. You know? Missed his penalty spot. Any other club, he'd be gone last season. Chelsea would have sacked him 3-4 times by now. Villarreal, he would have been sacked. The run in November last year, he would have been sacked. First 3 games of this season, he would have been sacked. But Arsenal, new contract. Mangi said, you're being negative, Curtis. We are protecting his value. I mean, don't get me started with that one. Don't get me started. We're going to break down the story. You know, because apparently Manchester City are looking at him. I mean, maybe the new assistant doesn't put the cones down as well as Mikel did. I mean, you telling me Manchester City, the best team in England, one of the best teams in world football, are looking at Mikel Arteta? I'm genuinely sitting here today questioning everything about this football club. Everything. And it comes from the owner. And you know what? We got to look at ourselves, myself included. We were protesting. Super League, yeah, let's protest. 10,000 fans, get them out. This is it. We're going to get our club back. Daniel Ek. Super League stopped. Signed a couple players and we went, yeah, that'll do. There you go. Job done. We ain't gone in the Super League. We're back. We're great. Everything's fine. And everything's rosy in the garden. Default settings once again, people. Owner's under no pressure. He does whatever he wants. Jonathan, big up to you with the super chat, bro. Said this proves that Edu was not mistaken in his interview. Arteta knowing he is getting a new contract without top 4 means the club set no minimum standard this year. And Edu was just being honest. Spot on. That interview, Edu actually was telling us the truth, people. There's no target. What did he say? We're not aiming for top 4, top 6, top 8. I just want to see the squad put together and work. They're just happy to be in the race, people. I saw an interview yesterday, David Moyes, saying he wants top 4. David Moyes is saying in an interview that West Ham want top 4. David Moyes, we laughed at David Moyes when he left Manchester United, signing Fellaini and them, man. He's gone West Ham and he's saying publicly, I want top 4 this season. He spent 60 million in the summer, David Moyes. We spent 150. Yet our technical director saying, no targets. I just want to see the team together and enjoy myself. What is that all about, people? Arsenal Football Club. All Arsenal fans. Today is a bad day for Arsenal Football Club. Now, some of you may not mind that Mikel Arteta's getting it. You know, a lot of people like stability. We're used to Arsene Wenger. We've had a manager at the club for a long time. So people like that stability factor. So there are people who've messaged me saying, I don't mind it. There are people who've said they don't mind it, who think he deserves longer to fix things. But not me. He hasn't earned it. How can you call yourself the Arsenal, the mighty, mighty Arsenal? It should be a privilege to play for Arsenal. It should be a privilege to manage Arsenal. You should have to do some serious work to get the Arsenal job. But then when you're lucky enough to get the job, you should have to earn the right to keep that job. What has Mikel Arteta done to keep the job? What has he done, people? First year wins the FA Cup, great. Deserves a lot of credit for that. Second year, finishes 8th. First year finished 8th, but the FA Cup got him out of it. Second year, 8th. Loses to Villarreal, loses to Emery, our former manager who wins the Europa League. Finishes 8th. This season, we're 6th. We spent more than any club in Europe in the summer. We're out of every domestic trophy. For the first time in 20 years, we're out by the end of January, people. He's breaking records. We're not in Europe for the first time in 25 years. And the technical director saying, I don't want to set targets. I just want them to play in the same team. I want to see the new signings have fun. What is going on with this football club? They set us targets because I see training kit coming out every month. So they want us to spend our hard-earned money. Here's another kit. Spend more, spend more. They didn't discount the season tickets much this year. even with no Europe, even though we're in a pandemic. They don't care about us. If you're paying that much money, at least bring us the best football, bring us the best players possible, the best manager. 2 more years of Mikel Arteta before the season has finished is an absolute disgrace on every single level. I have been one of the most anti-Mikel Arteta Arsenal YouTubers. But when he does well, I give him his props. I give him his flowers. If he got top 4 this season, I would have sat down here. I would have put him on the green screen. I would have ate humble pie. Simple as that. And if they gave him a new contract then, I would have had to hold it. I would have had to say, you know what, Kurt? You got it wrong. This guy's proved you wrong. Hold it. But how are you giving him a new contract prior to the season finishing? You're telling him no matter what you do, we're going to accept it. You cannot do that. You're setting no standards. How can you set those standards for yourself and call yourself a major football club? We've been overtaken by the clubs we used to look down on. Simple as that. Players would go to Chelsea over Arsenal now. Players would go to Man City over Arsenal now because they don't care about the history. Vlahovic is 21. He probably never saw Thierry Henry play for Arsenal. Dennis Bergkamp, he was in school them times. He never seen these, man. They don't care about the history. People can deem me negative and I'll take it. Some people will say you're being negative. If he got top 4 at the end of the season, I would have took it. Even if I don't think he's the right manager, I would have had to hold my hands up. 2 more years of what? What? 8th place. What are we going to say? He won an FA Cup. I saw Van Gaal get sacked after winning the FA Cup. Conte got sacked. Martinez got relegated FA Cup. Absolute disgrace of a football club. Mediocrity. We are drowning in it. Drowning in it. When are they going to wake up? When is the fan base going to come together and say, you know what? We're being taken for a ride here. We're being taken for a ride, people. How are they getting away with this? You're telling Arteta it doesn't matter what you do. There's your contract. There's your reward without doing anything. I'm disgusted in the football club. I'm sorry. I know I'm going off on one, but I don't recognise this club anymore. Seriously, I don't. I don't know who they are. They're a fashion company. They bring out kits. They're a business. They make money off the fans. But we don't get nothing in return. We've got 2 games in February because we're out of both cups and we're not in Europe. 2 games. Edu, you as well, Edu. You was an invincible. Where are your standards? You don't care because you're just happy to be in the job. You can't believe you're in the job. Same with Arteta. Where's your standards? You don't have them because you haven't been a manager before. This club, people. They're stressful. John said, Mikel is here to stay, bring on the future. We're being trolled. I'm getting messages from fans of other clubs saying, 2 more years celebrating. BTEC Fabregas as a player and now a lame manager. BTEC Bruce Rioch as a manager, mate. Arsenal Boys Club. Big up the legend Fuggery, man. School Fugs. Ridiculous people. The number 1 priority of any football fan should be the club. I don't care who your favourite player is. I don't care if you love this manager. I don't care. As long as we have the mutual feeling that we want the best for the club. I genuinely think there are people out there, from what I've seen, who they love Arteta as much as Arsenal. I don't understand that. I don't get that. Even if you love the manager, that's cool. But let's be honest about where he is and what he's doing. What's he achieved? People say to me, and we have a laugh and a joke about it, and I'm fine with it, people. People say, you defend Aubameyang too much. And, Aubameyang was the man 2 seasons ago. So whatever standards I've got of him, he's not that player anymore. And that's fine. I accept that. I've said before, if Aubameyang goes, that's fine, as long as you replace him. I could give the argument back that Mikel Arteta's best period as manager was 2 years ago when he won the FA Cup. Because last year he was shocking. It's the worst season I've ever seen in my life. And this year, okay, we're 6th. He's in the mix. He's trying to get top 4. That's fine. I'm not saying sack him right now. I'm saying, what are you giving him a 2-year contract for? It doesn't make no sense. Oh, Abdi said, Big C, can we accept this isn't the same Arsenal we grew up supporting? He was a mediocre football player and now a mediocre manager, running a club that's now mediocre. And it's true. It is true, people. And I have to realise that. I've got to be honest. This is not the Arsenal Football Club that I grew up supporting. Depending on your age in the chat, whatever age you are, you'll have seen different times with Arsenal. If you're in maybe your late 20s and beyond, you'll have seen the Invincibles and so on. If you're younger, then maybe you didn't see those times. But this is crazy, man. This is unbelievable. I'm seeing teams that were nowhere near us overtake us, show more ambition than us. Jonathan said, when you have a backroom with no experience, you can't set targets because there is nothing to predict against, because they have nothing to compare to. Empty CVs, people. A bunch of empty CVs running a football club. So like you said, what can you demand from them? Because they've had nothing to work against. Where's the CV? What have you done previously? Sean said, 100% agree with you. The club and some of the fans' standards are in the gutter if this news is true. Sean, man. Sally said, Stockholm Syndrome. Been held hostage. We've been held hostage by Kroenke for so long that we've accepted what he's doing. You know, that's the problem. We've been held hostage by this guy. Mediocrity. This clown told us he didn't buy Arsenal to win trophies. And we've accepted it. We've accepted it. And look, like Kroenke always says, he says, you know, Arteta didn't hire himself. Edu didn't hire himself. Jonathan said, this will be the worst decision Arsenal have made in its history. 2 more years of 6th, 8th place finishers with no trophies will completely destroy our value and make getting a better manager impossible. The crazy thing is, right, we're seeing now that Arsenal have dropped in standards, because 5 years ago, if we tried to buy Dusan Vlahovic in January, I believe Dusan Vlahovic would be an Arsenal player. No disrespect, a Fiorentina player would not be rejecting Arsenal 5, 10 years ago, 15 years ago. But we're not viewed as a giant anymore. Vlahovic is looking at Arsenal and thinking, yeah, they're going to pay me big money, but I can get a better move than that if I wait. He doesn't see Arsenal at the top table. It's a stepping stone move for him, and he doesn't want that. Or if he comes here, he's coming here to get rich. Where are the standards? Unai Emery finished 5th, got to a Europa League final, 6 months later was sacked. Mikel Arteta finishes 8th twice. He's currently 6th and out of all domestic trophies in Europe, yet we're saying, that's brilliant. I don't understand where the club are trying to go. This decision for me is worse than when they appointed him, because sometimes when you go for something different, or they took a chance on him, so it could have worked. Nobody could see into the future. He could have come here and blew up and been an unbelievable manager. But once he's, in my opinion, failed, to give him another contract is worse than when they appointed him. They need to explain this. Let me get into the story. Let me get into the actual story. And as I said, people, it hasn't been confirmed yet, but all major outlets coming out of England today are running with it. It seems as if there's substance in it. Apologies for going off, man. I get so annoyed with this football club. It's unbelievable. You know, when you make content about a club every day, and listen, everyone in the chat, you know, you put energy into the club, and it's like, anyway, let me move on. Let me share the story and let's have a look. The story came out of the Daily Mail. Arsenal are set to offer Mikel Arteta a new contract before the end of the season to prevent their manager entering the final 12 months of his deal. Oh, dear. Wow. I mean, it's funny they've learnt now about final 12 months, you know. That final 12 months that you let Alexis Sanchez, Mesut Ozil, Lacazette, all these players, you let them get into the final 12 months. But Mikel Arteta, oh, no, we can't let him run into the final 12 months. No. Craig, I can't make it make sense. I'm leaning on the community today. I'm telling you now. You're coming to me for answers. I'm looking at the community for answers. I need somebody to explain this to me. Somebody add balance to this, please. I'm trying. I don't want to... balance is a very important thing in life, people. Let me try and add balance. Forgive me for the next minute or two. I'm going to talk as if I'm representing the football club and how they are going to try and justify it. Snake Eyes said I'm getting sick of looking at his face. All right, let me try. Let me imagine how Arsenal are looking at it. Arsenal are probably saying he's a young manager. We feel like he's improving. What else? I'm clutching at straws here, people. They're going to say he needs more time. He's built a young squad, so he needs to guide them. Maybe there's no viable replacement out there, so let's just stick with him. Or, you know, he's won the FA Cup. I'm struggling. I'm being honest here, I'm struggling. What more can you say? He won the FA Cup 2 years ago, and like you said, best hair gel in the Premier League. Listen, let's face it, people. When I put that picture up of Kroenke standing behind him, that's why it is. He's a club man. He'll represent the club. He'll take the stick of the fans, the moaning, and he will be the human shield for the Kroenkes, and they love that. They love that. Wenger did it for over a decade at the end, where he wasn't the same manager. Now Mikel's doing it, you know. Cal said the timing is funny as well. Did they think this would excite the fan base? We need a midfielder and a striker, not this. Is it distraction PR again, people? We've just lost to Liverpool. We haven't signed anyone. Let's distract all the fan base by showing them Arteta. Then they'll all talk about that. The reason Vlahovic is not coming is because Arsenal are nowhere near competing for anything of value to a player. Players like him are not wasting their prime playing for a mid-table team. Facts. What's he coming to Arsenal to win? Players want to win. Simple as that. Any level you play. Sunday League, Saturday Amateur, Semi-Pro, Pro, top-level Prem. You play football to win, to score, to keep clean sheets, to win trophies, to get medals. If you say to Vlahovic, come to Arsenal, what can you say? Well, we can win that. Nothing. We ain't got a trophy to win this year. So the rest of the season's just, I'll try and get top four. Yeah, he's changing the culture, apparently, of the whole football club. Let's get into this story a little bit more. And this, it pains me. Let me give you the explanation for what they say, how they're justifying this. This is just unbelievable what I'm reading, people. It really is. I actually feel sorry for all Arsenal fans today. Club chiefs have been happy with Arteta since he replaced Unai Emery 2 years ago and are eager to retain him despite Arsenal finishing 8th in the Premier League in both his seasons in charge. Arsenal are confident they are taking major steps forward under Arteta. I'm looking at the community right now. I need explanations, people. I need explanations. Sometimes I just have to go quiet and take a sip of the drink and go on the full screen. I need an explanation. He took over a team that finished 5th, got to a Europa League final. He then gets us 8th. FA Cup, let me give him some credit, Community Shield. Then finishes 8th again. then takes us out of Europe quicker than Brexit. We're now out of both domestic cups. Major progress. That's what I'm being told. I am honestly, from a football fan's point of view, I'm in agony right now. I'm in agony. Remember when you used to get toothache when you was younger and nothing you could do, man? That pain there was... I feel like I've got toothache in the wisdom tooth right now, reading that Mikel Arteta is getting a contract. I'm in agony, people. John said, Curtis, as a United fan, I know the feeling when Ollie got the new deal. It rips your insides out. It is absolutely gutting. Honestly, I am in agony right now reading this. Even Ollie had a slight argument, though. Ollie, didn't Man United finish second last year? Ollie could have said, finish second, got to Europa League final, just need a couple more players. At least he had some sort of argument, even though United fans didn't agree with it. What's Mikel Arteta's argument? Well, I took you out of Europe. What's his argument? Drogbino said, this is why I was not happy with that Tottenham win, you guys jumping up for joy. Every win on the desk, manager is going to justify him being here longer. Listen, a lot of fans feel like that, but I don't know if this guy could do anything wrong. I joke, I call this guy Rick Ross. Rick Ross, I think, had an album, or does he call himself the Teflon Don? This guy is Teflon, fam. You can't harm this guy. Nothing you say, do, he can do no wrong. He can do no wrong. I am honestly in agony reading this. I cannot believe it. I always had this feeling that, you know what, Arteta, I don't think he's the guy, but they'll get rid of him end of the season if we don't work. We don't lose because if we don't do well, we get a better manager. If we do well, we're in Champions League. There was a positive both ways. Now it's like, even if you do bad, he's still going to be it. Let me continue with the story. I cannot believe it. 2 more years. I'm going to be doing waffle settings for 2 more years. How many more press conferences am I going to have to review until this guy goes? Fitz said, been going to Arsenal since 78, season ticket holder since 88, and this season will be my last. Look at this, what man's doing to people. I'll always support the club, but no longer with my money. I've had enough of their incompetence. And that's sad, That's sad. It's making people not want to support their club in the same manner because you can't connect with what's going on. I actually got a similar message from someone on YouTube yesterday. He said he's been supporting Arsenal for like 50 years and said he doesn't want to go anymore. I just like, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Lambros said, the question is who's making this decision. Him and Edu have common interests as they work together. The Kroenkes don't know football. Who is objectively making the decision? He has to come from the top. They're going to give him a pay rise, Madness, people. I'm hurting. Seriously, man. All jokes aside, I am genuinely hurting as an Arsenal fan today. I feel sorry for the whole fan base. I feel sorry for the fan base that feel like this is the wrong decision. And I actually feel sorry for the fans who feel it's the right decision because I'm trying to understand your reasoning. I'll never tell anyone their opinion is wrong because football is all opinions. But this is bad. Elliot said, this news makes me nauseous. Jeff, big up to you, said, big up Curtis. If the vision and planning is to take Arsenal to a bottom half of the table club, then Arteta is the man. Incomprehensible. Big up to you, bro. Look at Gorav. I completely agree with a new 10-year deal. Sign the thing. Let's continue with the story. Let's go back. When I scroll up, it gets worse. It gets worse, people. I can't lie. I'm going to be sipping that drink again in a minute. So, the next bit. Arteta's off-field leadership. Off-field, by the way. This ain't what he's even doing on the pitch. Arteta's off-field leadership has impressed executives at the Emirates, with Arteta playing a key role in persuading players to take temporary pay cuts at the start of the pandemic and robustly defending the club's reputation at the row over the COVID call-offs. People, I need answers. PR, off-field twerking, making people take pay cuts. What's the common denominator, people? Money. Brown envelopes. Arsenal business. Arsenal fashion club. Arsenal money makers. He's protecting the bag, so they love him. They don't want to sack him because he's their human shield. John, I'm telling you. He's their human shield. Dirty cash, I want you, dirty. Don't make me sing. I'm always singing that. Money. He's protecting the bag, so they're rewarding him. Don't worry that you're finishing 8th. You know what? When we was in the pandemic and all the pay cuts, Mikel, he spoke to all the players and convinced them to take 20% out of their wages. And when everyone was slaughtering us for calling games off for COVID, boy, did you see the way Arteta defended us in that press conference. Politics, money, brown nosing the owner, making the owner feel good. Denzel, you're right. Company man. Company man. Nah, Mangus, I can't see no light. Pitch black right now, bro. The light's off. The ball's broke. Can't see nothing. Company man. All they're talking about is money. Money, money, politics, defenders. That is all they care about. Where is the mention of football? Where is the mention of trophies? Let's continue. There's more. There's more. So all this is off field. We get I think this is the last bit that they say. This, for me, just finishes me off. I might do a minute silence after this. Arsenal are also conscious that the expiry date of Mikel Arteta's contract in the summer of 2023 coincides with Pep Guardiola's planned departure at Manchester City, and continued improvement for Arsenal could see him emerge as a successor. They think he's going to get the Man City job. They think Mikel Lasso is going to get the Manchester City job, so they're giving him a new contract. It's like turning round to your missus. You know, you've been with your missus for years. It's like turning around and saying, love, you know, it's been great. It's been amazing, but I've decided I'm going to leave. And she says, why are you going to leave? And you go, you know what? Just noticed on the news that Kim Kardashian has broke up with Kanye West. So, you know, she's available now. So you never know. She might call me. So I've decided to walk away. It's like, bro, I admire your confidence, but let's be real. You ain't getting Kim Kardashian. And let's be real, Mikel. You ain't getting the Man City job unless you're putting cones out, filling up water bottles for Sterling and Kevin De Bruyne. Somebody make that make sense for me, people. They're giving him a contract because they think Man City are going to come for him. You couldn't write this stuff. You really couldn't. You could not write this stuff. Yeah, love, I'm off. Where you going? Shop? No, I'm leaving. Kim Kardashian's single. I'm going to have a go. Oh, Arsenal. I'll tell you what. Round of applause. If you're PR, you know what? If our football team was as good as our PR, we'd be unbeaten. We'd be invincible. They're phenomenal at PR. Honestly, Arsenal, you are special for all the wrong reasons. They think Man City are going to come for him when Pep goes. Man City aren't coming for Mikel Arteta. I can safely say that without no inside information. Manchester City are not coming for Mikel Arteta. So where they're trying to feed that story from is just beyond me. Man said Artetiola. Oh my days. It's unbelievable. It's absolute. Chris said Arteta is better than Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I mean, the standards got to be higher than that, bro. Real talk. The standards have to be higher than that. John said, big up Big C. My neighbour's granddad has been watching Arsenal since 1948. He doesn't want to go back. We aren't big anymore. We are Arsenal Limited. For anyone who was watching then, like Jansen said, the audio is fine. You might be going, what's going on? Why ain't he talking? Sometimes you have to just have a little silence, you know, just to gather things in your head, you know. And the story was just getting worse. I should have probably ended the stream. I should have just done a microphone drop and just locked the stream off right there and then. Arsenal Football Club, you never cease to amaze me. Let's get a few facts. You know, we need facts. We need to justify it. Mikel Arteta, 8th. First season, FA Cup win. Second season, Community Shield, 8th. Loses in the semi-final to Villarreal. This season, out of both domestic cup competitions, for the first time in 20 years by the end of January. And no Europe. Arsenal only have 2 games in February because we're not in anything. We got nothing to try and win. So Prem games only, people. Jerry said it's funny because when is the last time Arsenal have started the season with the mentality of a title push? Arsenal are just a vibes team in the Premier League. Listen, all we are is we make nice kits and we've got good history. That's all we are. You know, people, how many times, every Arsenal fan in the chat, right? Every single Arsenal fan in the chat right now. How many times did you have arguments with your friends, with your family, growing up, when Arsenal were proper? And you could dominate that argument with confidence. You know, what are you talking to, bruv? Look at these two behind me. You couldn't win arguments against Arsenal fans. Maybe Man United, they would have a little smoke for us. When we have discussions now, I just go quiet. I'm like, oh no, they're not doing this. Chelsea fans telling me about Champions Leagues, Liverpool, Champions Leagues galore, Man United. I have to just go quiet. If there's a Tottenham fan, that's probably all I can argue with. History Channel settings, people, that's all I've got. That is all I've got. Yasin said, can we save Cruz from supporting this joke of a club? We need to shield him from this feeling we have. And you know the funny thing? I don't know if I ever said this on stream. About 2 years ago, he was having a shaky moment with Arsenal. Naturally, you know, I bought him kits from day one. He had a shaky moment. He actually approached me on a serious level. He was like, Dad. I was like, what's happened? I'm thinking, is he had a fight at school? What? He goes, you know what? I don't really like Arsenal at the moment. You know, I said, why? He goes, you know, every time I watch them with you, like they lose and not many players that I like. He only really liked Aubameyang. I think he liked Ozil a little bit as well. And I was like, what you thinking? You know, give me your thoughts. And he was like, I've got to be honest with you, Dad. I said, go on, tell me, you know, so get it off your chest. He said, I like Manchester City. I said, do you? I said, why? He goes, you know, I'm a striker and I love Aguero and I like Sterling. I think they had Leroy Sané at the time and I think he likes De Bruyne. And I actually sat there and contemplated, you know what? Do I just let this happen? Do I just let this happen and just, you know what? Just buy him the Man City kit with Sterling number 7 on the back and save him. I was tempted. And in the end, you know, heart ruled head. Took him to Arsenal, did the stadium tour, took him to a game, showed him statues, filled his head that we were once this mighty giant. Took him in the armoury and said, oh, do you like that training kit? Yeah, let's see if they've got your size. He walked out of there mesmerised. He couldn't believe it. You know, he saw the Henry statue. He said, oh, my God. I said, you go to Man City, mate. They ain't got no statues. They're nothing. He came out. He was hypnotised. Oh, I love Arsenal. Now I feel like I've punished him. I feel like I've punished him now. I don't know what to do. I feel like I'm a bad parent. You know what I mean? Maybe I should save him from this, man. Maybe I need to get him that Man City kit for his birthday and just send him on his way. Save yourself, man. True Gunners TV said, have you seen the Xhaka interview trying to justify seeing more reds than a tampon? Do you know what? I saw the interview. I wasn't expecting that comment. Big up True Gunners TV, man. Oh, man. It's one of them Saturdays, isn't it? It's one of them Saturdays. HMT said you got blood on your hands. I feel bad. It's difficult, people. Anyone who's a parent, or if you may have plans of becoming a parent in the future, what do you do, people? What do you do if you're a gooner? Naturally, you want your child to support your team. You want to take them to the games, you know? But at the same time, you don't want them to, you don't want them to be laughed at school, man, wearing that Arsenal shirt. I don't know if you can, I used to walk in school like this, swinging shoulders, fam. JVC, Ian Wright on the back, number 8. Who's talking to me right now, bro? We're bad boys. The only other person that could chat to me was a Man United fan with the collar up, with Cantona on the back. They had some talk. Nobody else could chat to me. You wear an Arsenal top in school now, they might point at you. I can't lie, people. The only thing, we got nice kits, but not much else. James Brown said, Big C pushing P, and the P stands for propaganda. Big tune, by the way. Been bumping that tune for about a week in the car. I think the P stands for process, my friend. Dan said, I might cancel the tour I got my lad for Christmas. I'm telling you, get your money back and pick another club. Justice for little C. Brainwash the poor lad, I'm telling you. I actually walked in the armoury, right? We did the tour. And I actually said to the guy who was doing the tour, I said, listen, I'm going to be honest with you. My son's kind of feeling like he wants to support Man City. You need to explain to him. On your right-hand side is the Thierry Henry statue after the Invincible season. This, that, the other. He didn't know what was going off, bless him. Took him in the armoury, bought him some kit. He was done, mate. He forgot about Man City then, but he's starting to, he's having thoughts again, I think. I see him watching the games with me, and he's looking at me like, this isn't what I was hoping for. But hey, Killer Ice Lolly said, you're speaking so much truth, Curtis. My son supports Man United. Arsenal is losing its fan base. Wake up, everyone. We got to get our club back, people. We've got to get our club back. It's sad. It's sad what's happening to us. It really is. Money and business. Just a reminder, people, Mikel Arteta is getting a new contract. 2 years. 2 more years of absolute waffle. 2 more years of 8th place, 6th place, no Europe. Getting rid of some of our best players. And the most unbelievable press conferences you've ever heard in your life. I want to know your thoughts. You know what? How can I possibly not put a poll up? It's Saturday. It's Arteta. I have to get a poll up. I want to know, because listen, it's all about balance. Are you happy with Arteta getting a new contract? Simple as that. I just want to see the numbers and the percentages. Let's get a poll up. Are you happy with Arteta getting a new contract? With Arteta's new contract. 2 more years, people. 2 more years. He's going nowhere. The poll is up. Bang. I can already see you saying, oh, no, everyone's saying no. But listen, there could be people. Look, you got Liverpool fans saying yes, of course. Of course. The Ryan said, get Cruz the Arteta City shirt. Do you know what? I remember when we signed Mikel Arteta, right? We'd lost 8-2 to Man United. One of the worst games I've ever seen in my life. Deadline day comes. Fabregas had left. Nasri had left. I said, wow, this is one heck of a bad transfer window and start to the season. It was that transfer window we signed Mertesacker, Andre Santos. And I remember when we signed Mikel Arteta thinking, why have we signed this guy to replace Cesc Fabregas? But I'll give him a chance. When we got rid of him as a player, I was like, finally, that's over. And then this man came back as manager. Okay, I'll give you another chance. And then they decide to extend the contract. We're never going to get rid of this guy. We're just not. We're stuck with him, people. John Sylvester said, this club is truly heading in for extinction. It is worrying. How can we sit back and watch this happen? Herb said, Cruz doesn't deserve this stress. He don't even know what's coming for him, people. You know what I mean? I'm just hoping by the time he's like a teenager, that Arsenal get back to some sort of glory. Do you know what? You're right. I'm going to put that up as a tweet as well. Make sure you follow me on Twitter, Curtis Shaw 9. Curtis Shaw and then the number 9 after. Follow me on Twitter. DMs are open. Any suggestions for anything in the future, content-wise or anything, hit me up. I'm going to put that on Twitter. Twitter is by far the most toxic social media outlet that you could possibly use, but it is very entertaining. And you do find a lot of information on there, but it's, it's crazy. It is crazy. Imagine, Curtis, if Arteta flukes top 4. If he gets top 4, I'll hold it. I'll take it. I'll give him his props. It's as simple as that. He'll get the props he deserves, but you don't do it before. You don't do it before he's done anything. False Manager said, this poll is essentially, are you an Arsenal fan? I'm telling you. Jimbo said, Kurt, why don't you put your vids on Spotify? I am going to start. Listen, this year is about expansion. For me, I'm talking about myself here in terms of the channel and stuff. This year, last year was about putting that groundwork, foundations. This year is about expansion. How can we improve? How can we make things better? Maybe a second channel, maybe a gaming channel, maybe general content, Spotify, all of that. So yeah, we are going to do things like that and get it on Spotify. Mangus said it will be the shock of the year if Arteta gets top 4. Aguna8 said, I named my son Rocky. You see what I mean? Arsenal, man. The difficult thing with football, when you support a club, like truly support a club, it's a lifetime contract. You don't realise you can't change the club that you're connected with. As I said, people, I've said many times, my dad's a Liverpool fan, but I chose Arsenal because I loved Ian Wright. I loved Dennis Bergkamp. I felt that connection. I used to love the kit. I like the ground. You have that connection. It's undeniable. And, you're stuck. You're stuck with them, So we're here, people. We can't get out of it. Can I get a job at the club rewarded with no targets or substance? Listen, man, if you had an interview at Arsenal for a job, you could literally go, right, have you got any experience at doing this? You say, no, I haven't. They go, well, why should we give you the job? We go, well, the manager of your whole football club had no experience at being a manager and you gave him the job. So give me the job. Yeah? I'm only trying to work in the armory. Give me the job. Let's see what they say. You won't be getting that call back, I tell you. Prince Teddy said get on Twitch. Yeah, possibly. A lot of people asking to go on Twitch because I think there's different. You can show certain content and stuff. I'll keep you all informed, people. Anyway, we're 50 minutes into the show. Mikel Arteta, new contract. 2 more years, people. The poll is up. Let me know. Let's talk transfers. I mean, are we ever going to sign anyone, please? Linked with everyone, signing no one. Yesterday I revealed, despite the fact we desperately need a midfielder, we desperately need a striker, we're signing a goalkeeper called Tina Turner from America. What's love got to do with its settings, people? Now, all jokes aside, Matt Turner from America. Never heard of him. Apparently he's good. Apparently he's the US #1 goalkeeper, so I don't want to slander him, but That ain't going to get nobody excited right now, is it? We need a centre midfielder. Anyway, people, it's that time. Daily Dusan. It's back, people. Let's talk about him once again. I am sick of seeing his name. I'm sick of pronouncing his name. I've probably been pronouncing it wrong the whole month. But let's talk about him. It's getting further and further away, just like the light that Mikel Arteta told me to look at. Fabrizio Romano, Fiorentina manager, Italiano, on Dusan Vlahovic rumours. He said, I see the same Dusan here every single day. We've lots of rumours about his future, as always, but nothing has changed. I can't wait for the market to close. There's still nothing new on the player and agents side. It's going to be the shortest Daily Dusan that we've done because we're not signing him. We're not getting closer to signing him. The agent ain't talking to us. The player ain't interested. And we haven't even made an offer according to their technical director. We are as far away from signing Dusan Vlahovic as you could possibly be. We're about as far away as Mikel Arteta is from being Manchester City manager. And that is a long, long way away. Daily Dusan, 30 seconds, job done. I'm sick of talking about him. We're not going to sign him. I'm telling you, he'll be pressing charges soon against Arsenal. You know what I mean? Say, listen, man, you can't come within 300 metres of Florence, you know. Injunction out on us. Stay away from me. Arsenal and their pursuit of Vlahovic. It's just not happening. Yeah, I'm bored of Dusan. A bit more transfer news. And again, can I just come on this stream and have some exciting news that we can celebrate? You know, it's just misery, innit? Arteta, new contract. Dusan's not signing. Here's a bit more. Although some of you might be happy with this, but Juventus manager Allegri, when asked about Arthur and Arsenal, he said, this is our team and we're not going to change anything. Arthur's part of the Brazilian national team. He's an important player. Juventus are not accepting a 6-month loan proposal submitted by Arsenal. So now Allegri is saying, you're not having Arthur either. You're not having him. He's started, I think, the last 2 games. So this one looks like it's not happening either. So that's another one. So now we're signing. No midfielder. No striker. But we're signing a backup goalkeeper. Don't worry, we'll have a party outside the Emirates when he's announced. Matt Turner. Tina Turner. Turner. Edu, where's Edu? Somebody, man, somebody find pictures of Edu. Where is he? Is he on a jet ski? Is he smoking cigars? Doing barbecues? Is he even aware that the transfer window is open? Like, real talk. Where is Edu? I don't understand where this guy is and what he's doing. Arteta keeps telling us we're chasing players. I don't know what players we're chasing. Because they're not interested. He told us the other week we can sign world-class players. I'm still waiting for him. I'm still waiting to see any world-class player come through the door. There's so many clickbait stories all over the place saying that we're in for him, this, that, the other. But it doesn't look like we're close to getting anything done at the moment with any player, which is crazy. A lot of debate spot yesterday. It was on Sky. I saw it again today. Is about Aubameyang. Somebody that I've defended 1 or 2 times. All right, 10, 15 times in the past, let me be honest. But a lot of debate going off is what should Arsenal do with Aubameyang? And how should we deal with it moving forward? Now, we're in a situation where we can all see that Eddie Nketiah and Lacazette is not going to give us top 4. No chance. Lacazette's gone back to lack of threat. He looks like he couldn't score in a brothel with 50 euros in his pocket. And Eddie Nketiah, I mean, Norbit settings, people. Sherman Klump. So, we need a striker. Now, if we're not getting Dusan, if we ain't getting no one else, Aubameyang is there. Do you use him until the end of the season and see what you can get out of him? Or do you sell him at the risk of bringing nobody in? There's a debate to be had there. Now, I've seen a story, and I saw Paul Merson talking about it today. Now, The Athletic have run with a story today. You know The Athletic, mouthpiece of the club. Athletic have said Arsenal have received an offer from the Middle East to take Aubameyang on loan, and there is also interest from Europe. Arsenal would be open to a loan arrangement, but surely any deal would be contingent on securing a replacement. So they're saying that he can't go unless somebody comes in. They're willing to let him go on loan as well, which tells you, in my opinion, that the relationship between him and Mikel Arteta is bad. You know, the relationship is bad. That is for sure. If they're willing to go on loan, they probably just want him off the wage bill. Now, they go on to say, like all members of the squad, Aubameyang's heart was regularly tested and the club have found no issue. Communication between the Gabonese camp in Cameroon and London Colney has been less than ideal. Fortunately, Arsenal were able to reach Aubameyang directly via the club doctor Gary O'Driscoll. While manager Arteta and Aubameyang have evidently fallen out, the striker remains on good terms with other club personnel. Now, I was having a little bit of banter with Kevin Campbell last night on his show. And I said something about Arteta tax. And I actually came off. I watched it for about 5 minutes, put a little comment, came off. Somebody messaged me going, Kev's calling you out about Aubameyang and stuff. I didn't watch it back, It's all fun and games. Big up, Kev. But he was saying Aubameyang's not committed to Arsenal anymore. And I said, how is he not? I'm not justifying him turning up late. He let the club down. That is a fact. He let the club down. You're the captain. You're the leader. Highest paid. You've turned up late a number of times. You have let the club down. That is a fact. But to say he's not committed to the club, in my opinion, is not justified. I think what Kev was trying to say is that Aubameyang hasn't said anything publicly. That doesn't mean he's not committed to the club because he hasn't done an Instagram post or he hasn't done a Twitter post. That doesn't really prove your loyalty. Obviously, it gives clarity to the club. But Mikel Arteta hasn't even explained the full reason why he's not involved. Tuchel explained the Lukaku situation and Ralph explained the Martial situation. Arteta hasn't. I'm genuinely not defending Aubameyang here. I'm just saying we have to be balanced. We can't turn around and say a player's not committed because he hasn't done an Instagram post. He was on AFCON duty wearing an Arsenal shirt. The story says here he has a very good relationship with Arsenal staff members. It's only Arteta who he has the problem with. In life, if you fall out with people on a regular basis, you've sometimes got to look at yourself and saying, what am I doing wrong as well? He's fallen out with Guendouzi, Ozil. Apparently him and David Luiz didn't get on. Aubameyang, what have those players got in common? I would say they're all big characters. Not all of them should be at the club. David Luiz was probably past his best. I think Ozil was time to move on. I think Guendouzi should probably be at the club right now if you're talking about talent. He's a French international. They're world champions. Aubameyang has still scored more goals than Lacazette this season in the Premier League. Yet he hasn't played since November, I don't think. People say we should replace Aubameyang. I've got no problem with that. You get me Vlahovic, you get me a proper striker, Aubameyang can go, we move on to the next chapter. What you can't do is stick with Lacazette and Eddie Nketiah. You saw it against Liverpool the other day. Laka was having a stinker, and the only alternative is Eddie Nketiah. And we all know nothing's going to happen if Eddie Nketiah comes on. So I just think it's important when we're judging players, when we're judging managers, coaches, we can't create scenarios in our head. We can't say that a player's not committed because he hasn't put out a social media post stating his commitment. Arteta might close the door to him and said, I don't care how hard you train. I don't care how apologetic you are. You're not coming back. If a manager says that to you, you're not going to go on social media and say, I'm committed to Arsenal. I want to prove myself. The manager might have closed the door and said, you aren't coming back under any circumstances. We don't know. We don't know, people. So I'm not saying Arteta's wrong. I'm not saying Aubameyang's wrong. I'm saying we have to remain balanced when we don't know all the facts, you know. When we look at what Granit Xhaka's done and has been forgiven for, and when you look at the player he is on top of that, I think there's sometimes double standards, and that's a lot of people's issue with the manager. Non-negotiables, but you've had more red cards than any manager in the Premier League since you've been a manager. You know, it's a little bit different. Philemon said Arteta has an inferiority complex. LG, I did see the Forest game. Great to see Forest beat Derby. BX Gunner said, we need an owner that wants to win. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's going to be a problem. If the owner's not desperate to win, then that will just run through the club. And it does. Footy Chat said, everyone is asking Aubameyang to say something. How about the manager tell us something? He's the one who told him not to be in the squad without giving us a reason. Exactly. I would say the manager owes us an explanation more than the player. Players don't often come out and publicly explain what happened between them and a manager while they're still at the club. How often do you see that? Not that often. Wasim said, rumour has it Partey has overslept and he's knackered again. I wouldn't be surprised, bro. I would not be surprised. Mrs. Penalty Spot said, Aubameyang has done much more for the club than Xhaka. Look at the treatment he gets. He's done more for the club than Arteta even. Go figure. This is what I'm saying. Not saying we should keep him. No problem. Replace him. But you can't ostracise him with no explanation, with no viable replacement. You just don't do that. You're just not going to do that to yourself. The Amazon documentary will break all records in the wrong way. The Amazon documentary is going to be the biggest thing that comes out of Arsenal this season, let me tell you. That is going to smash records. Zach said Arteta has ruined Aubameyang too. Let's not forget the left wing business, but Aubameyang hasn't got the mentality anymore. He has to take blame too. And that's fair. That's a fair assessment in my opinion. It's not all Aubameyang, it's not all Arteta, but both of them have to look at themselves. LG said Xhaka is one team leader in the dressing room. Aubameyang is the other. He picked the wrong horse. South London's Finest said Stan is focused on the Rams Stadium hosting the Super Bowl. They are 2 or 3 games away from it. That money, man, is all about that moolah. Kevin said, Curtis Arteta just ruined my birthday. Listen, have a good birthday, man. Don't let Arsenal or Arteta ruin your birthday, you know. Enjoy yourself. Happy birthday, man. The draw tones, hold your horses. He may still get top 4. If he gets top 4, I'll be the first one streaming, holding my hands up. But I doubt it very much, unless we, you know, sign some quality in this window. Reg said if it wasn't for Aubameyang, Arteta would be trophyless. That's facts. Didn't he score both in the semi, both in the final? Even the Community Shield he scored. Big up RSPB Gaming said, got to go, but big up yourself. Big up. I'm rounding up shortly anyway. I'm just quickly getting some of your comments in and then we'll wrap up. Let's face it, how much longer can we talk about Mikel Arteta getting a new contract? There's enough. I don't want to ruin people's weekend. Leon said Pepe balling with Ivory Coast. Their coach ain't even that good. Arteta does not know how to coach a competent attack. Pepe hasn't thrived under him. Aubameyang hasn't. Lacazette hasn't. You know? Ozil didn't. Why can he not get a lot out of the experienced attacking players? Willian didn't. Not one experienced attacking player has thrived under Mikel Arteta. Is that coincidental? SU said, Big C as a former pro, the team has no ambitions. Do you think they will still run through brick walls for Arteta? I can see us losing to teams in 15-20 since they need to win. When you don't feel that pressure is part of top-level sport. Them nerves in your belly that make you know there's a lot riding on it. That is what drives people. And with minimal pressure and minimal expectation, I don't see how Arsenal achieve anything great. Because they know failure is acceptable. They get a pat on the back. Oh, don't worry, we'll go again next year. That's not what great teams do. Taran said, anyone who believes Man City wants Arteta is delusional as... Oh, no, I'm not going to start slandering, man. Conte has already improved the wax spuds, said Jashar. It's that mentality. They know. They know that things have changed. Under Nuno, they were tossing it off. They didn't care. Conte's coming. They know they can't fall below certain standards. So all of a sudden, he's making an average team look good. Cray said, I know why. Because when any attacker gets the ball, they have no support. I see it happen multiple times in every match. That's why you see Martinelli and Saka having to take 2 or 3 players on. And that is spot on because you saw that against Liverpool the other night. Martinelli gets the ball, no one to pass to. So he runs at 2 players, loses it. People go, oh, he keeps running at him and losing the ball. He's got no one to pass to. There's no movement. There's no little triangles, options, movement, little 1-2s. You don't see Arsenal shoot from the edge of the box. You don't see enough movement. Yeah, you'll see it against Norwich. You won't see it against Liverpool, Chelsea. It happens every now and then, but not often enough. Christopher said, needed the therapy today. Seamless streamers per Big C. Sell Arsenal. Big up, bro. Let's get a few more comments in. He overcoaches the attack. Maybe, you know, when a player's very developed and experienced, what do they say? You can't teach an old dog new tricks. You've just got to get the best out of a player with what they've got sometimes. With a younger player, you can still kind of mould them and shape them into a certain player. And I wonder if that's why Arteta struggles with older attacking players because he can't get his ideas across to them. Pepe, Lacazette, Aubameyang, Willian hasn't improved any of them, you know. Has done pretty well with Saka and Smith Rowe, younger players, and Martinelli of recent times. David said, might as well do watch-alongs for the LA Rams. Penalty Spot said, thing is, Arteta is probably a decent coach. But with youngsters, you will not get consistency. Surely you must know that the mix of youth and experience isn't right. And this is what I'm saying. Arteta should have probably been an under-23 manager because he's very good with young players. He clearly is a coach. He wants to be on the training ground. He wants to try and improve people. I think where he struggles is man management, especially with bigger egos. And that's what he needs to learn. And I think he's almost too arrogant and broad-shouldered to admit, like, I'm wrong. Like, I'm not going to step down and allow somebody to seem like they're getting the better of me, even though that could benefit the club, you know? Shah Guna said, if we get rid of Arteta, who would be the next manager? Listen, I think I would go for Ten Hag. I think Poch could end up at Man United in the summer. Zidane to PSG. I would go to Ajax, pay the money, take Ten Hag, and take Mark Overmars as director as well, and get rid of Edu with Arteta. And I think you could realistically get that manager in the summer, especially if you gave him big money. Turan said, Big C, I saw when Kev was acting like he didn't know what Arteta tax was. He knows, man. He knows what that Arteta tax is, man. He knows, people. But we'll have to discuss it on a stream one time. We'll debate it. Ten Hag and Mark would be amazing. Ten Hag Overmars is what we need. Potter's underrated, done a good job. Could he do it at a bigger club? Possibly. Time will tell. New Fizz said, easy, Curtis. Arteta will not take us to great levels the way we're carrying on. We've got Torreira, Guendouzi, Saliba on loan, and we're struggling to build a team. Now, bad management, get rid. As I said, some of the players on loan are better than the players we've got. Guendouzi walks into this team. Saliba, in my opinion, gets into this team. You know, Torreira gets in the team at the moment with the issues that we've got. Pepe needs to get more game time. I still think out of our wingers, he's probably the biggest goal threat, but they haven't learned how to get the best out of him. Maybe he doesn't suit the league. I don't want to completely blame Arteta for the Pepe situation. Maybe it's Pepe himself. It's just frustrating when you see these players do it for their national team or they've done it for other clubs. Stanky said, Curtis, we're going to have Arteta for the next few years. I guarantee it. There's no point talking about these other managers. It's either get behind or keep speculating, keep it up. Listen, we're going to have no choice as fans whether to take it. We can't change it, but I think we should at least question it and let it be known on social media that we're not happy with it. But there are people who are happy with this, and that's the problem. People, I'm out of here. I've been on for an hour and 10 minutes. Enjoy your weekend. Big up to all of you. 1,500 in the chat. Let's hit 1,000 likes on the video and subscribe if you haven't already. Road to 50k. Arsenal versus Burnley tomorrow. Not the most exciting of games, that's for sure, but we still need to go 3-point collecting. So lock in for that one. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Don't let Arsenal ruin your weekend. Arteta, 2 more years of waffle, people. We're going to be full by time this tenure is finished. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bless.